Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. As always, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of you members that support this channel, everyone that supports the channel on Patreon, and everyone that buys all of their minis from Element Games using the affiliate link below in the crystal code, and everyone that watches the live streams and leaves comments. Thank you for all of your support. It means a lot. Let's get straight into the video straight away then. And we're on the Warhammer community website right here. There's some very interesting articles. If we just go back a week to Saturday the 28th of January. Can you believe it? We've already had a month down in 2023. But if we go back to the 28th, around about here, you had some Black Library pre-orders. It was just that. Then you had the Saturday pre-orders. Not a huge amount compared to what's going to be up for pre-order later today. But we had the Battletome Beasts of Chaos, so this is 3rd edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. We have the Special Edition Battletome and the Vanguard. Also a Leader Beast Lord miniature, the Battletome for Gloomspite Gitz, and the Limited Edition Battletome, and then the Vanguard for Gloomspite Gitz. If you're picking up the Nasher Squig right here, the Squig Boss, this is a good Vanguard set. And if you haven't collected any Gloomspite, then this is a great starter along with this character. They're also releasing some new miniatures in the form of Snarlfang Riders. I would like some updated Spiderfang Riders and some Stabbers, but you know, hopefully we'll get them one day. Even give you like a little paint card as well, which is pretty cool. Then we have the War Scroll cards for Gloomspite Gitz, and then made to order commissars. There was a lot of made to order commissars up for pre-order last weekend, and you also had some Inquisitors as well, and even from Forge World, you had some Deathcore Krieg miniatures up. Also for Necromunda, we had the Ashwaste Nomads Herder with Athramite Dune Scuttler, and that was for Forge World. And that was it. So that's all the pre-orders last weekend, so not much at all really. The next day on the Sunday, usually about 6 PM, Warhammer Community put a post up showcasing what the pre-orders will be for the week after. In this case, they are just going to release all of the World Eaters, except for the Combat Patrol. But you've got the Arcs of Omen book. You've got Angron himself, the Demon Primarch. Looks absolutely amazing. I will be picking him up. You've got an art print. You've got the Codex. I really like this artwork for the Codex, but I've decided throughout the week that it's not a main army, and it's not a huge book either. I think it's like 80 something pages. In this case, I'll be picking up the standard edition Codex. If it was a main army, I could justify the double cost of the limited, but at £55, it's a fair chunk. Lord Invocatus, you actually get one of these in the Combat Patrol, coming out later. It's bizarre that they're not releasing it at the same time. I think that's a bit cheeky. You got the Exalted 8-bound. It shows 6 there, but you don't get 6, you just get 3. It says this pack of 3 miniatures, and there doesn't look like there's enough differences. I mean, look at the poses there. This one looks very similar to this one. This one here looks very similar to that, and this one here looks very similar to the one in the middle. But there you go. Khorne Berserkers, some great poses for the Khorne Berserkers, and they look massive. Going to be very interesting to compare them to Primaris. You got some Jackals, yeah, you know, Khorne Cultists, I guess, with chainswords and things like that. And you've got Combat Stims. You've got the World Eaters data cards and dice set. I mean, yeah, I get it. The colour of red, and it does look like red blood, and that, you know, gold looks a bit like the bronze of the armour. I'm wondering whether it would have been... I'm wondering whether kind of skull bone for the numbers on the dice would have been a better choice. I'm not sure. Then you've got Angron, the Red Angel Special Edition. So this is a brand new novel from David Geimer. Looks like you can only get 1,500 of these. It looks very, very nice. And then you've got the Standard Edition. Great Games Workshop that you release in the Standard Edition with the Limited. Sometimes they don't do that. I would have also liked them to one-up this and release the paperback at the same time. So you've got three different different versions of the same novel for everyone then. The Balefleet Battle Force. This is odd. I would have much preferred this to have come out back when the Codex came out last year, and I honestly think it was planned for that, but it got leaked and they had to just release what they had. And also it would have been an earlier time to get the Demon Prince. Good miniatures in the kit. I'm not quite sure about the 10 Possessed, but if you didn't pick up the Possessed when they released, I'd pick up this box set. Hopefully it'll be around for a while, because I would like to pick it up at some point. If they didn't release all of the World Eaters units and products, then I would have picked this up, but that's not going to happen at the moment. Boarding Patrol Space Marines. You've got the Blood Bowl, Bryce, the Slice, Cambuel. Got Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, made to order, Alpha Legion upgrades. So you've got some Cataphracti shoulder pads for your Terminators, Mark III and then Mark IV. You've got Mark III shoulder pads and Mark IV torsos. And then for Raven Guard, you've got Mark II shoulder pads, Mark III shoulder pads, and Mark IV shoulder pads. So Raven Guard get a load of shoulder pads. I think recently they just announced some torsos for Raven Guard and also the Mark VI helmet heads and shoulder pads. I find it bizarre that they're not incorporating the Mark VI releases with the made to order. In a way, I kind of understand, because I still haven't received my Word Bearers torsos from a month or so ago, I think it was. If you ordered like everything at the same time, you probably would be waiting the typical well over a week to receive them. The made to order stuff would add time to the new release delivery. Black Library, you've got Renegades: The Long War. It's a Warhammer 40,000 novel, and you can follow the story of three such individuals in Renegades of the Lost War. It's a compilation of three novels, a short story. You've got Lucius, Faultless Blade, Lucius, Pride and Fall, and then Khan, Eater of Worlds by Anthony Reynolds, as well as Sons of the Hydra by Rob Sanders. So that's available in paperback. I'm not sure if they've all been out before, but you've got a compilation there all in one. Unholy: Tales of Horror and Woe from the Imperium. And then Black Hearts, the Omnibus. And Warhammer Plus, we had a Warcry Battle Report and Blood Effects. So a lot to pre-order this weekend for today. Let's have a look at the other articles then. So you can venerate the speaker in the stone and Imperial lore with this month's free coin and miniature. Not free coin, but, coin and miniature. So this is the stone-skinned cultist from the Jade Obelisk Warband. And there's the coin. And you can obviously get a free album to store them all in. Strike a bargain with Vashtor the Arcaphane, the most honest demon you'll ever meet. It's quite cool artwork. I've seen that before, and then this is new as well. I think that's Azrael. The 2023 event exclusive miniatures. Not a massive fan, if I'm honest. Not a massive fan of either of these two. But you've got the Commissar's Duty, and then you've got Tolgar Split Eye. Two different heads, maybe? But these are kind of like a new Dark Oath Chieftain. I think he would work well. I think he would kind of go alright with my Slaves to Darkness. Because I own a couple of Dark Oath Chieftains already, but that's kind of another reason why not to get him. You got Blood Tithe points power up your World Eaters, whether they're killing or being killed. So it's a win-win. So they just go through all of that. Place a destroyed Angron model from your army into Blasphemous reserves with 8 wounds remaining. Crazy. You got the Rumour Engine. That's got to be Age of Sigmar, right? Some kind of lizardman type sorcerer thing, maybe. Jackals are the only humans tough enough to hang with the World Eaters and live. I don't know about that. I mean, in the novels and things, just other World Eaters get annihilated by other World Eaters, so these guys would just be, especially showing all that flesh as well, they'll just be minced. I'm sorry. Like, unless they're in a completely different area from them. Skullmasher looks quite cool. It's got a ball and chain, but it's full of skulls. Yeah, Skullmasher mace. Wow. They look cool though. You got Blood Bowl, how to play necromantic horror in Blood Bowl. So that's quite cool. Into the Bark, the best doggos. Yes, this new doggo coming out looks fantastic. This RVR Cyber Mastiff, I think that's amazing. Friendliness D, okay. You've got Astra Cartographica Canid, or Canid, Recruit Hound, Fenrisian Thunderwolves, Orlok Cyber Mastiff, and Flesh Hounds, Squig Hounds, guess they count, and War Dogs. I don't know about that, but you got the Warhammer Fest. You can win VIP Golden Throne tickets to Warhammer Fest with Warhammer Plus. You just need to sign up to Warhammer Plus before the 28th of February, so you've still got plenty of time, and you could win these free Golden Throne VIP tickets. Can anyone remember when Warhammer Plus made a big deal about you getting VIP entry into events anyway? Can anyone remember that? Yeah, that didn't kind of happen, did it? I was expecting kind of free entry into Warhammer Fest because I'm a Warhammer Plus subscriber. That's big expectations, of course. But yeah, they could have pushed that a bit more because I haven't really seen much communication about the VIP aspect of the Warhammer Plus bonus. Interview with David Geimer about Angron the Red Angel. I hope it's a good book. I really do. Nowadays, Games Workshop and Black Library make special editions over every novel, and some I just think, nah, you didn't even need to make it hardback, let alone softback. It's bizarre, but I hope this is a great example of they can do special editions for a lot of books, limited editions, but they never ask, should they? They've got the ability to do this, and they've done it time and time again, and some of the limited editions are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the actual content, the story inside, it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's but if it's a faction you really enjoy and it's a character you really like, then you know you might just get a couple of them. 40 Years of Warhammer, Grom the Paunch munches his way out of the archives. Got the Disciples of the Red Angel, the Angron's Demon Touch bodyguards. So you've got some demonic infusion. You've got the Skull of Angriant. You've got Angron painted. There's some lovely paint jobbos here by various people. They look incredible. They've done just, yeah, look at that. Non-metallic metallics everywhere. Just, I think, yeah, look at that. The lighting on that is just, yeah, even like a Ultramarines type colour one. And yeah, and like a Demon Lehman Russ version. Then we had Horus Heresy Thursday, or Heresy Thursday. This Traitor Esoterrorist console. I already have an Esoterrorist console, kind of. The Warhammer World exclusive miniature, the console in Cataphracti Terminator armor that's summoning a demon out of his hand, and I think he looks way better than this one. But yeah, for a number of reasons. This one's all right, but as Maxim, good supporter of the channel, pointed out, this sleeve, when you see it, you can't unsee it, and I completely missed that first time around, and maybe you would on the battlefield, but at first I thought, oh, this has got to be plastic, because it looks like it could be just put together in plastic, but no, it's resin. So in this case, this sleeve that has just been painted black, there's no excuse. And you know what? You're not going to be able to hide that very well either, unless you put some scrolls along it, or, you know, cut that out, drill that out. It might be possible to drill some holes and then scrape it out, so there's more depth. But that's really kind of shoddy. So thank you, Maxim, for pointing me to this direction. It's odd because there's been a few Forge World miniatures now for Horus Heresy that are just a little bit like this. And I wonder if they're getting a bit of fatigue now, trying to pump out some extra resin miniatures, even though they hardly released anything last year. Because the assassins, like two or three of the assassins were a bit odd. And also the prices as well. They were awful for the prices. So the prices and the sculpts weren't the best. And I think, unfortunately, this is the case for this one. If you can get to Warhammer World, it might be worth picking up that Cataphracti console. I have a review of him on the channel anyway, so just type in like Cataphracti Praetor or something and Super Saiyan, you'll get it. He does have a helmeted version, and he's all in Mark 6. Unfortunately, the only Legion I have in Mark 6 is for traitors, that is the Emperor's Children, and I don't think he's going to go that well with Emperor's Children. He looks very much like a Sons of Horus or even Wordbearer's Legion miniature. But yeah, everyone can pick him up if they wish. You got the 8-bound. There's only 3. Yeah, and they're like £35 or something. They're a lot. They're probably going to be very big though. They look like they're on kind of Terminator bases. Look at that stat line: 9 inches. Their strength is 6, toughness 5, 3 wounds each, 4 attacks. The normal 3+ save, but it's nice to have 3 wounds with 3+. And their melee attacks AP -3 and a damage 2, and they get 1 attack with the weapon, so they're hitting with 5 attacks. And that's the 8-bound. The Exalted 8-bound, they have a better weapon skill, and their strength is +3, so their strength 9, AP -4, and damage 2. So yeah, I think I'll probably be going for Exalted 8-bound first time around, and then I might pick another pack up later on. You got the Arcs of Omen. Angron unleashes the Red Angel upon the galaxy. Some lovely artwork and things. So this is the Arcs of Omen book. No doubt there'll be a lot of information there. Forge World pre-orders. So you've got Bryce the Slice Camberwell. Not a massive fan. It's probably because of the paint scheme. You've got the Alpha Legion Cataphracti shoulder pads, made to order, and the Mark III shoulder pads and the Mark IV torsos. Then for Raven Guard, you've got the Mark II shoulder pads, the Mark III shoulder pads, and the Mark IV shoulder pads, as well as, the torsos. So that wasn't really shown in that other article, but yeah, you can actually get some veteran torsos. I'll probably say they're kind of more Mark IV than anything, rather than Mark VI, or, they definitely seem like Mark IVs. But yeah, you can have all those made to order. You got Warhammer 40,000 Grand Narrative is the best Crusade event in the world. So a little look at some cosplays and some nice looking armies as well. And then you had Warhammer 40,000 Meta Watch, and then this article, which was Angron versus the World. This was great, worth a read. I won't spoil it for you. They pit Angron against an Avatar of Cain, a Imperial Knight, Mortarion, and so on. So it's worth a read, that one, just to see how strong he is in the number of attacks. You've got the Middle Earth Strategy Battle Game State of the Game. I'll look at a couple of the new miniatures as well. So it's great that they're still supporting that after all this time. And that's it for the news. A lot of news to get through this week. So let's jump on over to Forge World now and have a look at those pre-orders. So here we are on their website. You've got the Blood Bowl Bryce the Slice, and you've got Horus Ascended just as a little thumbnail there, and that's about it. If we click on to new and we go pre-orders, and so Bryce the Slice Cambuel, he is £23 for Blood Bowl, and he is 5 components for him. You've got the all the shoulder pads for Raven Guard. They're all £14.50 each for 10, and the torsos are £14.50 for 5. And then you've got the Alpha Legion torsos and all the shoulder pads as well for the same price, £14.50. And these, yeah, I mean, it says this upgrade kit can be used to customize Legionaries wearing Mark 3, Mark 4, and Mark 5. So, you get these torsos and you get any of the other shoulder pads that they're releasing. All of these. Well, it says it's not compatible with Mark 2, but you could use it anyway. Made to order, 180 days it can take up to. As I say, I think I ordered my Word Bearers torsos a month or two ago, and they haven't arrived yet. So they're taking a bit of time. Sometimes, though, I've ordered made to order items, and I've received them the very next week. So, yeah, you just have to, I guess, roll the dice. But that's it from Forge World. Not much to pre-order at all. It's a bit lackluster this weekend. So let's pop on over to Games Workshop and have a look at all of those World Eaters pre-orders. And here we are on Games Workshop's web store. You've got a big banner here showcasing the World Eaters return. The 12th Legion are back with a new codex and model range. You've got a little thumbnail there of Arcs of Omen Angron and Boarding Patrol box sets, as well as a little look at some Demons of Khorne as well. So as always, if we just click on new and exclusive and we go on to pre-orders, there's 37 pre-orders today. Absolutely crazy. We go to high to low, and you've got the World Eaters pre-order collection, £211, doesn't even include Angron. You've got the Lord Invocatus or Invocatus. You've got 10 Khorne Berserkers, 10 Jackals, and 3 Exalted. So yes, that's 24 miniatures for 200 quid. And the codex and the dice and the cards. You've also got the Devotion to the Red Angel collection, where you get you don't even get the codex on this one. You just get the Arcs of Omen book, and it's just the standard edition. You get an art print, and you're getting Angron himself. You got the Arcs of Omen Balefleet Battle Force. That's pretty cool. That was sold out instantly on a third-party web store. So I guess even if you're not interested in World Eaters today, plenty of people are interested in Chaos Space Marines, especially this box set. So yeah, that was sold out quite quick. You've got Angron himself, £95. Yeah, Primarchs are about that much. Look at Magnus and look at Mortarion. They're usually incredibly impressive miniatures, especially Mortarion. Very, very awesome miniature. So now we've got Angron, Demon Primarch. You've got the Vanguards for the Warhammer Age of Sigmar from last weekend, and the same for the paint sets, but you've got a White Scars Chapter Parade for some reason, World Eaters Parade Ready paint bundle, Iron Hands and Salamanders for some reason. You've got the Boarding Patrol Space Marines. Oddly enough, that was also sold out as well on third-party web stores. You've got the Battle Tome for Gloomspite, which was last weekend, and so was the Beasts of Chaos. They sold out. They eventually sold out. It did take a while for those special editions to sell out. You've got the Codex World Eaters Collector's Edition, £55, sold out kind of instantly, very quickly. That sold out. It's got 88 pages, it says there, so not past that 100-page mark, but it's a lovely cover art, and I'm sure there's lots of World Eaters players out there that have snapped that up today. You've got the Arcs of Omen Angron Collector's Edition book, also for £55. Again, that was sold out pretty quick. So yeah, that's great. And then you've got the Angron the Red Angel Special Edition book. Games Workshop have been a bit very cheeky today, because normally special editions are £40, and I went through my orders and looked at Sigismund and things, and the other books that had different kind of colour fonts on, like the Gazgul book and like the Helbrecht book, they were both £40, and so was the Sigismund. This should have been £40. It's very cheeky having it at 45, because all that does now is it just pushes customers to get the hardback version, which is £18 with a third-party discount. You're looking at about £15 or so. Yeah, I don't think these are worth £30 more. I really don't, which is more than double their price. Likewise, it's getting hard to justify the special edition codexes for double the price too. But having said all that, they are still being sold out. So there is definitely a thirst for them out there. You've got Lord Invocatus or Invocatus. It's a dual kit. You can build a legendary HQ choice in the form of Khal Garuth, or just a normal Chaos Lord on Juggernaut. Absolutely stunning miniature. I think it's fantastic. I've pre-ordered one. Hopefully it'll arrive next weekend. You've got the Khorne Berserkers, £37.50 for 10 Khorne Berserkers. Huge upgrade compared to the old kit. I think there's going to be like 3 sprues there. That's what it's showing me anyway. You've got World Eaters transfer sheet as well, which is awesome. Poses are quite nice. Yeah, they're just a massive upgrade to what we had before. And I know people have been waiting for literally decades for an upgraded Khorne Berserker box set. The World Eaters Lord on Juggernaut is just the Lord Invocatus, but is a separate entry here. You've got the Exalted 8-bound is a dual kit, so you could build the Exalted 8-bound or the 8-bound. I'm probably going to build the Exalted, even though I'm not a massive fan of these massive feet that he's got, or kind of that pose really, just like, skipping really, isn't he? The others aren't too bad, but we'll see when I get them. I'll make a decision. They look very similar to Possessed as well, but £35 for free is... They better be massive, that's all I'm going to say. Arcs of Omen Angron, £35. I think that's just too much. It's kind of like a campaign expansion book, should be £25, no more. Snarfang Riders was last weekend. You got the 2 battle tomes last weekend, and then the Codex World Eaters for £32.50. And then you've got the Jackals for £30. You've got 10 Jackals there. Essentially, they're cultists. 2 sprues, is it, for 30? It looks like you get a number of options and heads and things. It will be interesting. I mean, look at all those chain swords. I wonder. I do wonder with this set. It's 96 plastic components. You can build both Jackals and Dishonored. So 2 different. And a variety of interchangeable heads, weapons and arms to mix things up. So I've got high hopes that this is the Chaos Cultist box set we were hoping for. It doesn't look, it doesn't look monopose. And as I've said there, you've got some options. We'll see. Because £30 does seem quite steep. Yeah, £25 would be the sweet spot. World Eaters dice set, £22 now. They're just throwing all these dice at us. 15 dice is a joke. It really is. For World Eaters, there should be 40 dice in the box set. No, 15 dice for £22 is just silly. It needs to be 20 minimum, and it needs to be £20 as well, maximum. You got the War Scroll cards from last weekend. You got the 2 characters. You've got Angron the Red Angel. Even the hardback has been sold out on third-party sellers as well. You got the data cards for World Eaters. Are they sold out? No, you can still get them. Can you still get this hardback? Yes, you can. You've got Unholy for $12.99, Black Hearts for $12.99, and then the paperback. Oh, right. Okay, so they're releasing the paperback too. Interesting. Okay, so that's it. That's all of the pre-orders for today. A huge number of pre-orders, all about World Eaters. I think it's very intense, their release schedule right now. Games Workshop releasing everything for a single army in one go. If it was my decision, I think with the cost of everything, I know that they plan these releases like 2-3 years ago, and they can't really, plan on what's been happening over this past sort of 6 months. But I definitely would have just staggered the releases. Always stagger your releases because they're going to be around for ages. There's no massive tournaments and things. It just makes it a bit more bearable to the customer because they're not bombarded by everything in one day. If it was me, I'd probably release Angron and the Codex and the Berserkers in 1 week, and then stagger the other releases. Even split it into 2. And have the Jackals and the Exalted in 1 week and the Juggernaut on another. The Combat Patrol missing is really strange. I know it's because they released the Codex first. Then you've got that. All the Codex is out. You can get the Berserkers before you get the Juggernaut and the Jackals and things, which is a really nice Combat Patrol. And I think keep your eyes out for that, because that will sell out too. I think, because all new miniatures in that Combat Patrol coming out. Maybe it'll be up for pre-order next weekend. If it isn't, I think that's the mistake, because as you can see, they're trying to maximise their profits by keeping that not being released, because obviously all of those miniatures are ready because they've just released them today, but they're deciding to hold that Combat Patrol back, which is a shame, because you're getting 20 Berserkers in the Combat Patrol, you're getting the Juggernaut, and you're getting the Jackals. So that is 75, 105, it's £142.50 for 80 quid. So it's going to save you a minimum of 60 quid. It's going to actually save you about £80 if you get it from a third party as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the Combat Patrol, because that is going to sell a lot. What do you guys think of all of the news and the pre-orders and things today? Do you agree with me that they should stagger their releases a bit more to make it more manageable? Do you think that they're releasing too much at the moment? Do you question why they're releasing so much? Is it to maximise their income before, as people's bills and things go up, and interest rates and all those kind of things? What do you guys think? Put your comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.